What's up, everybody? Pseudo Nein here, hanging out at the round table. Week 3, day 7 of recording. Finishing up drum tracks, got about 3 left, plus some things we're going to be working on in studio. But in general, some really badass things coming up for the album. Joe's going to throw it down for you.
Yeah, we're working on artwork ideas for the album, and we're working on a fundraiser with either Kickstart or Indiegogo. So keep an eye out for that. Give us your money when you see it, because we really need it. We some broken eye double got us. Need your money. Got to fund this recording. We're about to finish drum tracks. Should finish drum tracks this week. Then we're gonna take a break from recording to get ready for our next show, which Dave would love to tell you about.
We got a show coming up about 2 weeks, August 26th at the Nick in Birmingham. It's going to be a fun time. Hope you can make it out. If you can't make it to that one, we got the Hail the Titans are going to be doing an album release party at Head on the Door. That's going to be a fun time. If you can't make it to see us, which I hope you can, hit that up. It'll be a good time.
Also, we had a lot of success last week. Got a lot of good feedback for the little tech segment I did. So if you guys will follow me into the Pseudo Studio, we're going to talk about compression. Alright guys, this week's tech tip is going to be on compression on drums. The purpose of compression is to get rid of dynamics. Everybody plays dynamically. You play a little louder here, a little quieter there. So you can use a compressor. Usually the default settings on a compressor will work. You know, a little gain boost will get rid of dynamics, but you can get into really finely tuning a compressor into milliseconds to eliminate dynamics in a single hit, and that's the kind of compression I'm going to talk about today. Here we've got a single snare hit. I'll zoom it back out so you can see the whole thing. The beginning of the snare, the attack of the snare, is extremely loud, and then it drops off quickly, and the resonance of the snare tapers off. So when you play the snare without a compressor, all you really hear is the attack of it, the initial hit. You get none of this ring. It's too quiet. So when you compress a snare, you want to make this a little bit quieter and boost all this a little bit. So, pull up my snare, give it a little bit of a gain boost, and then you want a quick attack on the snare. The attack is how quick the compressor engages. You want it to attack quickly to knock off the top of the initial hit, and then you want a slow release so that all this junk that's behind it, the snare ringing out, you want it to release slowly so that all of this gets its volume boost. Then it's kind of the opposite when you're doing a bass drum compressor. Here's my bass drum compressor. Let me get it out of the way so we can see the bass track. Here's the bass drum. And you can see there's not as much difference from the attack of a bass drum and the resonance. So we want the punchiness at the beginning. We do want it to be a little bit punchier, a little bit louder at the beginning of a bass drum hit. So we want a slower attack so that the compressor doesn't engage until after the initial hit of the bass drum. So the compressor will engage somewhere around here after the initial hit on the bass drum, and then boost the volume on all this stuff behind it. It'll make it sound a little bit rounder and still make the beginning punchy. You know, a lot of times people will just turn on a compressor and let it run and do its thing, but you can, as you can see, you can really get into finely tuning into milliseconds. I've got my snare drum engaging in like 0.2 milliseconds, and then my bass drum in like 8 milliseconds. So you can really fine tune it. Alright, so that's it for this week. Got a lot of cool stuff going on. Gonna have a lot of cool stuff going on in the near future, so keep in touch. You know, keep checking back. We'll have a new video next week. And this is Joe Collins from Pseudo Nein, signing off.